others, but I think in this moment, who do we actually see a rising stock from right out of the gate?
We have to give it to like Gamer Legion, I think Heroic as well. Basically any party where instead of them being the ones to start the move, which I guess it was one player starts the ball rolling, it cascades, but it's all the big players making the big changes, and then it's whatever you're left with. So Heroic, Gamer Legion, these guys have to do another major roster rebuild because everyone was taken from them. So I would say those two would be the starting pieces.
I mean, I think the easy one is just say Vitality right out of the gate.
Yeah.
In the grand final as well with Rops, and I mean, it was kind of a team that was knocking on the door, but couldn't really get into these situations a whole lot last year, kind of struggled with it. But you bring in a player designed specifically to increase your ceiling and increase your output in these pressure stage games, these championship games, and Rops is delivering. This roster change is delivered for Vitality immediately.
Yeah, it almost seems like it plug and play right away, and that doesn't always happen. In fact, it's just like you're alluding to, Josh, sometimes we could see a team go through several roster changes before they get it all ironed out and all the kinks worked out.
Well, we saw that happen with, Astralis a couple times where it doesn't really work out the first time around. You're seeing that with G2 and FaZe, like not even making the playoffs, even though G2, maybe we talk about being a little bit of a downgrade.
They lost a big piece. They lost
a really big piece. But like FaZe, you look at them, you're like, well, they lose a big piece in Rops, they get a Liege. But like, again, where did it start from? It was kind of like, oh, this happened, therefore now these options are opened up. And that's kind of how most of these roster changes, I feel like, happened. It's not like they went into the offseason thinking, let's make these changes for next year. I think it was just like, oh, this is now presented to us. Let's get on board.
If this, then that is essentially, I think, the roundabout way of what you're going for there. Josh, I'm going to pause you right there. There's a ton of history that comes into this. We talk about new teams and how you forge your own history within this environment, within the Spodek itself. Well, the history may just be repeating itself.
The back-to-back at the Intel Extreme Masters in Katowice, it is a feat that not many have completed because it is so darned difficult. There are two